Ever get that feeling like someone's watching you? Like all that talk about technology being Big Brother is starting to hit a little too close to home.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, today's deep dive is going to be right up your alley then, because we're talking facial
And
recognition.
not just like the basics
Well,
either.
definitely not. This is like next level stuff.
Yeah.
We found this article, right? It was in The Verge.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that one.
Yeah, so it's about these 100 students, right? And they basically, get this, they built this system where they can use like off-the-shelf technology.
No way.
Yeah, to basically do some, well, kind of unsettling stuff with facial recognition.
Like what kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Okay, so imagine this, right? You're walking down the street, completely minding your own business,
Okay.
and someone with a pair of, say, those new Ray-Ban Meta glasses, you know, the ones,
I've seen them.
they just glance at you and boom, they've got your name. Seriously, your address, maybe even your family members' names, all just from looking at you.
Okay, now that is seriously creepy. How is that even possible?
That's the thing. It's not even some crazy futuristic tech. It's all about using what's already out there in new and maybe slightly terrifying ways.
Well, now I have to know more. Break it down for me. How does this thing even work?
So they called it I-Xray, right? And basically it uses the Meta glasses to live stream to Instagram, which, you know, is what they're designed to do.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets wild. They've got this program running in the background that analyzes that live stream, picks out faces, and then compares them to all those publicly available facial recognition databases. It's connecting those dots in like seconds.
Wait, they're using those facial recognition services that anyone can just, what, Google?
Exactly. It's like they figured out how to weaponize Google, but for your face.
Okay, hold on. So they're telling me that anyone with a pair of those glasses, some tech skills, and an internet connection could pull this off.
That's what's so unnerving about this. It's not some high-level government spy operation. It's something your average tech-savvy teenager could potentially put together.
Okay, this is seriously disturbing. But did they at least test this thing out, like on real people?
Oh, they tested it on classmates, family members, even random people they'd bump into on the street.
No way. Did those people even know what was up?
Nope. The article mentioned they'd strike up conversations, casually dropping personal tidbits that their little system had dug up.
Oh, man. That's messed up. Imagine someone coming up to you like, hey, how's your pet iguana, Sparky? Haven't seen him since you were 10.
Right. You'd be freaked out, but they wouldn't even have to be stalking you in the traditional sense.
Just casually violating your privacy with a glance.
It's like something out of Black Mirror, but it's happening right now in real life. And it gets even scarier when you start thinking about, like, the potential for misuse, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about stalking, identity theft, corporate espionage even. This isn't some harmless prank anymore. The potential for real harm is huge.
So we're really living in a world where anyone with some shady intentions and a pair of these glasses could just, like, ID anyone they want.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of terrifying when you really think about it. And the really wild part is that the students who built this I-Xray thing, they claim they were just trying to, like, raise awareness about privacy issues.
Yeah, I saw that. They said it wasn't supposed to be harmful, just, you know, educational.
Right, which, okay, I get it. Good intentions and all. But I can't imagine that's much comfort to someone whose identity gets stolen because of this thing.
Right. It's like saying, sorry, I accidentally started a forest fire. I just wanted to teach everyone about fire safety.
Exactly. This is a perfect example of how tech is moving so much faster than, well, everything else. Our ethics, our laws, we just can't keep up with this stuff.
Exactly. We need some serious rules about facial recognition, like yesterday, because we can't just rely on people to use this stuff responsibly. Speaking of responsibility, what about Meta? What are they doing about all this? I mean, they're the ones who made the glasses in the first place.
Well, the article touched on that a bit, and honestly, it's kind of weak. Their response basically boils down to, like, don't be a jerk. Look at those community guidelines.
Oh, yeah. The good old don't be a jerk guidelines. That'll stop them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they say you're not supposed to use their tech for harassment or to, like, mess with people's privacy, but come on, that's not exactly a foolproof plan.
It's like putting a no trespassing sign on a bank vault and expecting that to stop a bank robber.
Right. It all points to this bigger problem with self-regulation in tech. By the time anyone notices a problem and tries to fix it, someone else has already found a new way to exploit the system.
So what can we even do? Are we just like destined to live in a world where anyone with a pair of glasses can find out everything about us just by looking at us?
It's not about accepting it. It's about understanding it and then taking steps to protect yourself. Think about it this way, right? Every time you post a photo, every time you buy something online, even just browsing websites, it all adds up.
Adds up to what? What are you getting at?
Your digital footprint.
Hmm.
Companies, they're building these profiles on you based on every move you make online. And this I-Xray thing, it just shows how easy it is for someone to get their hands on that info.
Okay, so digital footprint, I get it. But what am I supposed to do about it? Go off the grid? Become a hermit?
You don't have to go full hermit mode, but you can be smarter about what you put out there. Take a look at your privacy settings on social media. Maybe try to limit how much you use platforms that are all about facial recognition. There are even ways to opt out of some facial recognition databases, like Clearview AI, that kind of thing.
Wait, really? Opt out of those databases? I didn't even know that was possible. Does that even really work? Like, can you actually hide from this technology?
It's less about hiding completely and more about making yourself a smaller target. It's like you can't make your house completely invisible, but you can put up a fence, maybe install an alarm system. It might not stop the most determined criminals, but it'll deter the casual ones.
I like that. So we've got to up our security systems, both online and off. But it sounds like this isn't just about what we do as individuals. We need some big picture changes here, right? 100%. Stronger privacy laws, better ethical guidelines for developers, more transparency from these tech giants. We need it all. And that starts with people being aware of the problem and talking about it.
Right. Don't just be creeped out, be vocal about it.
Yeah.
Let those in charge know that we're not okay with this kind of invasion of privacy. It's almost like we need a whole new rule book for how we deal with technology now, especially something like facial recognition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is some seriously powerful stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, it really is. And, it's funny you should say that about a rule book because we've kind of been here before with other tech, right? Like, remember when everyone was freaking out about hidden cameras everywhere?
Oh, totally. People were putting stickers over their webcams, convinced the government was watching their every move.
Exactly. And now security cameras are everywhere and it's just normal. Yeah, you're right. We kind of just got used to it.
We adapted, right? But it took time. And it took a lot of conversations, some regulations, to get to a place where we kind of figured out how to live with it.
So are you saying you think that could happen with this too? Like someday someone scanning my face with their AI glasses will be like as normal as someone checking their watch?
I mean, it's not about just accepting it blindly, but about shaping how this stuff actually fits into our lives.
Yeah.
Like, we need to start asking some tough questions here, right? Like, shouldn't there be a super obvious sign when a device is using facial recognition? Not just some tiny little light blinking on those Meta glasses, but something clear, something everyone knows.
Right. It's like the technology is all flashy and attention-grabbing, but the implications of it are hidden. It's so backwards. Totally. We need way more transparency from these companies about what this tech can do, and we need stronger rules, stronger protections from the people making the rules.
Okay, so let's say we get all that. Clearer signals, stronger regulations, more transparency. Is that enough? Because here's what I keep coming back to. Even if these students hadn't done this whole I-Xray thing, all that info about us, it's still out there, right?
Yeah, that's the heart of the issue. This I-Xray thing, it's like shining a spotlight on a problem that's already everywhere. And it's not just facial recognition either. It's all the data, all the information about us that's being collected constantly, often without us even realizing it.
So what do we do? Where do we even begin to deal with something this big? It's definitely daunting. But I always say knowledge is power, right? First step is awareness, making sure people understand how this stuff works and the potential problems. Then we can start making smarter choices about how we interact with it. Every click, every app you download, every online form, it all adds up.
So what, we need to be like hyper aware of every single thing we do online?
Not hyper aware, but definitely more intentional. Check your privacy settings, be mindful of what you're sharing, and support those organizations out there fighting for better data privacy. And honestly, just talk about it with your friends, family, whoever. Make it a conversation, not some taboo subject. The more we bring it out in the open, the more pressure we put on the people in charge to actually do something about it.
Yeah, I love that. Don't just be creeped out. Be vocal. Make some noise.
Yep. Exactly. It's not about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-responsibility, pro-transparency, and pro-privacy.
This whole conversation has been, well, eye-opening to say the least. A little unsettling, sure, but also empowering to know that we're not completely powerless in all of this.
And remember, the future isn't set in stone. It's being shaped right now. And we all have a role to play in making sure it's one where our privacy is respected.
That's a great point to end on. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more.
Until next time, everyone.